Good afternoon, and welcome to the Woodford Wells review of games played last Saturday, the 29th of July. Our first 11 were away to Wickford. Nice old school ground. That is an old school ground. The home side won the toss and chose to bat for some reason. Probably not their best decision of the day, as they were rolled out for 87 in 30.2 overs, with one player reaching double figures. I think it was 20 odd. Gazza grabbed 19 for 3, and Stav, Robbie Mack, and Fizzer claimed 2 apiece. In response, the Wells reached 91 for 3 in 21.5 overs, with Anna Edge top scoring on 41. Akbar got 27 along the way. They stayed top of Division 2, 17 points ahead of Springfield, who lost at Westcliff. Strange, but in that gained 9 points. Also remained in third place, 22 points behind the Wells, and that's the position we're talking about. This Saturday we'll be covering the ones game at home to fifth place, Haunted on the Hill. In other important games, Springfield host bottom side Wickford. Orset travel to Aztec, so a good win for the ones should cement their place at the top and near, and get them much nearer the much needed promotion back to the first division. Our second 11, which if you were watching was last Saturday's streamed game, saw bottom place Woodford Wells take on top place Wanstead. The Wells won the toss, put Wanstead into bat, which looked like a decent decision, as Will Packer took our first wicket after the second ball. Then got the other caught in the slips by Harry Nico, with the score then on 25 for 2. That put him in a good stead there. But bats 3 and 4 for Wanstead steadied the ship and then put their foot down big time. Harith Wajid was out 58 and Bilal Patel 169, not out off 153 balls. He was hitting the ball very, very nicely. Wanstead batted their 50 overs and ended up on 280 for 3. Some bowlers took some stick. Well, most bowlers took some stick, but credit must go to Chris Hall. Figures for 14 overs, 2 maidens, 53 without a wicket, but that doesn't really tell much about how his bowling was, and some of his acrobatics was excellent. Will Packer with 8 overs, 2 maiden, 40 for 2. Some might have said that Wanstead batted too long, especially in these time games. If maybe should have declared earlier, given themselves some extra overs and extra time to try and bowl out the Wells. But they didn't. So the Wells responded, and after a slow start and a couple of early wickets, Harry Nico and Ashish Gandhi got going nicely. Harry made 62, Ashish 69 not out, before Wanstead ran out of overs. Again, this is making the point in time games. When do you declare? When do you not declare? When have you got enough runs and when haven't you got enough runs? So the Wells ended on 206 for 4, but only taking 5 points from the game. That was due to not getting many wickets in the first innings. They stayed bottom on 111 points, 19 points from safety, with Brentwood and Shenfield both on 130 and Chelmsford on 118. This week, the twos were away to Chingford, with Chelmsford at home to Upminster, Brentford at home to Epping, and the recently low-scoring Shenfield at home to Harold Wood. A decent win for the twos is required, but with games now starting to run out. Our third 11, they were having a usual battle against Harlow, and that was always going to be a close and probably a feisty game, which it was. Harlow won the toss and put the Wells into bat first. After a few early wickets, Ralph Dorey and Guy Petty really got going. Ralph being caught on 59, then a father and son combination took over. So Ralph Petty joined Guy and scoring plenty, with Guy ended on 91 not out. Ralph Petty scored a very creditable 59 not out, and the Wells ended on 265 for 6 in their 50 overs. Now again, is that enough on the small ground? Is that enough scored? That's debatable. Harlow's response was steady, if not stunning, with most batsmen contributing. Middle order again there was a 79 and 49 along the way. The game really came to life in the latter overs, and the final over started with Harlow needing only 2 runs, but with one final wicket for the Wells to get. Suleiman Ashraf was the brave bowler who took the last wicket. Unfortunately, one was nicked off the second ball down to Backcliff Square. 2 runs were scored and Harlow won, unfortunately. The only good bit for the Welsh was that because of the runs and the wickets we took, we ended up with 12 points. But every cloud sometimes has a silver lining, and that was with the legend that is Deepak Sina, returning fabulous figures of 16 overs, 4 maidens, 57 for 4. The loss leaves the Threes at mid-table in 6th spot, with an away game at Shenfield coming this weekend. The Fours, if they're dried out, were home to were at Harlow Town with a severely depleted side, meaning really they were lacking of players and lacking of batsmen as well. The Welsh won the toss and put the opposition to bat, and once again couldn't have been really disappointed to have bowled them all out for 138 in 36.5 overs. Wickets being evenly spread amongst the team. In the reply, with the exception of Sharif, Hamid and Rob Harrison, no one really got going. Sharif scoring 31 and Rob 30, but the innings ended on 124 all out in 32.3 overs. Plenty of overs to spare. Bit disappointing, really. So, what were they? 16 behind, something like that. 14 behind. They stay in 6th place and mid-table and relatively safe. This week they're at home at the Wells to the 3rd place Ardley Walken. As we said before, our game's going to be the ones at home to Horndon on the Hill. There again, now, if you're looking at the weather forecast at the moment, you will possibly be a bit nervous about actually seeing any cricket at the weekend. We'll do our best. If we're there, we'll cover it from the Wells and come along with any other things we can find for you to watch. You may be, some of my friends in Lanzarote may be looking at my shirt. Yes, it's a St George's shirt from the Lancer boys over there. Macca, if you're watching, good afternoon, mate. Hope you're well, and any of the other chaps. Good to see you. Oh, and we've got, who else we got out there? Well, we're not going to bother with that lot. Anyhow, have a good day, and look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Take care. I don't like cricket.